vision, leadership, workplace-related topics. The Voices of Victory podcast show. Subscribe today. Let's go.
Vision, leadership, self-esteem, workplace-related topics.
Subscribe.
The Voices of Victory podcast show.
Voices of Victory.
Vision,
Voices of Victory.
leadership,
Voices of Victory.
workplace-related topics.
The Voices of Victory.
Voices of Victory. Voices of Victory. Voices of Victory.
It's time for the show. You are now listening to the Voices of Victory podcast show.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mario Di Leone.
Hello and welcome to Voices of Victory podcast. Today is by far the most prolific episode that you will ever hear. This is all about rebuilding self-trust after betrayal, how to take back your power. For those people that have been betrayed, this is all about rebuilding self-trust, learning to trust yourself again after you've been betrayed, and how to actually take your power back. And let's go to it right here, right now. Betrayal doesn't just break your heart. It breaks the contract you had with yourself. Now, that's the one that says, I can trust my instincts. I can trust myself. I can trust my choices. And when someone you loved, someone you trust, drops the knife into your back, you don't just lose them. You lose that part of you where you trusted yourself to make that actual decision. So today, I'm going to take you through that, and we're going to get that power back. Now, the big thing is, why does betrayal shatter confidence? Because most people think confidence is about feeling good or not. Like it's this binary concept. Confidence is the ability to trust your own moves, trust your own decisions, trust your own choices, even if things feel like chaos, even if you actually make a mistake, because we are all flawed human beings. Betrayal attacks that trust at the root. You start questioning everything. How did I not see it? Why did I let them into my life? Can I ever trust myself again? Can I ever allow someone else to actually trust me, or if I could actually trust them? That questioning isn't weakness. It's your mind looking for the hole in the fence where the wolf actually got in. But if you stay in that loop too long, you build a prison out of fear instead of a fortress out of wisdom. Because with every single experience you have, an insight of wisdom is contained within it. And the fact is, we're too stuck in the drama to see the insight. But why rebuilding self-trust is non-negotiable. Like, you must do it. Because without self-trust, without you trusting yourself again, you will doubt every decision you make. You will doubt every single person around you, and every new person you meet, you will doubt them. You'll start outsourcing your soul to the rest of the world. Because quite honestly, if you're looking for answers in other people, the trends out there, the social media people, the influencers, the gurus, anybody but yourself, if you don't learn to trust yourself and rebuild that trust in the world and rebuild that trust in other people, because the world is filled with people who can cash in on your confusion if you actually let them. Rebuilding your self-trust isn't just about healing. It's about surviving with your dignity intact. It's about developing those boundaries yet again, to have those boundaries. It is your castle, your sovereignty, and it's up to you to let down the drawbridge so people could experience your treasure or not. It's about leading yourself first, because if you can't lead yourself, you'll follow anybody who promises you peace or paints a narrative or picture that you will fall into, even if it costs you your soul. Now, how do we actually rebuild it? Well, first concept is radical ownership. You didn't cause the betrayal, but you own the healing of it. You've got to own the healing of it. Waiting for an apology or justice is like waiting for it to rain on a drought. Start taking ownership of your next move, what you'd like to do in your life. Maybe a little me time, maybe a little of self-development time. Not in their last mistake. You don't bathe in their last mistake. You bathe in your self-development. That's the difference between being lonely and alone. You can be alone and bathe in your self-development. And you got to start making micro commitments to yourself, not huge commitments, small ones, several small ones, because your confidence doesn't rebuild in the leaps. It rebuilds in the tiny inches, the tiny promises that are kept, that you will get up at 7 a.m., that you will say no when you mean no, that you will walk away when your spirit actually just is ready to go. You'll stack enough micro wins and you rebuild your confidence brick by brick. And you rebuild that bridge back to who you are, to yourself. It's time to rebuild that castle. And you've got to be able to forgive your former self. Forgiveness isn't about them. And so you can actually sleep at night. It's about you. It's about whether or not you want to carry that hot coal of anger only to diminish and destroy your health, because that's what it'll do. The little bits of stress, the injections of stress every time you think about it. That's the whole thing. It is not about them. It's about you. Forgive the you who wanted to believe the best in someone, that you saw something special. That version of you wasn't weak. It was loving. It's time to love yourself with the same ferocity. Now, keep in mind, maybe, just maybe, you offered that love and you didn't have boundaries. And if that's the case, it's time to step into those boundaries and developing them. That's what it's all about. Guess what? You're not broken. You are rebuilding. And every step you take towards yourself is an act of war against everything that tried to actually break you. Your instincts are still good. Your heart is still pure. Your future is still yours. And the betrayal was just a page in your book called Life. And you are the author of the next page. And you've got to decide, how can I go forward? What promises can I make to myself? And most of all, how could I start embedding boundaries into my life and communication? You're just getting started. You are where the broken is now becoming unbreakable. Now, why does this actually matter? Because self-trust is the core of everything. It's the core of your decision-making, the core of your leadership to lead your own life. It's at the core of your relationships, the core of your purpose. Betrayal is a universal wound right now. It is felt by everyone, especially over social media, especially after the pandemic. The loneliness, the career upheavals, the relationship breakdowns, right? It's no wonder why people turn to relationships that are low commit, because they're afraid to commit because they've been betrayed as much as they have. And it's way too easy to move forward with low committal energy than it is high committal energy. It's easy to swipe right on social media than it is to have an argument with your partner and actually come to an understanding. That conflict can indeed be healthy if two people come to an understanding, because friction creates polish. Now, nobody teaches you how to rebuild from the inside out without some kind of toxic positivity. And it's not about toxic positivity. Oh, let's just all be positive. No, feel your shit. Be raw. Be real. Feel your feelings. Process them and pivot and move forward when you're ready. Because you know what? You got to give yourself permission to honor your past pain, process it. Also, while taking back your power, ask yourself the insights of what you've gathered and how you can actually pivot and move forward when you're done. Now, keep in mind, process your feelings does not mean stay in that emotion for 6 months. That's non-productive. Start journaling about it. I want to leave you with this quote from Ed Milet. If you don't know who he is, you can look him up. Milet is M-Y-L-E-T-T. Ed. Self-confidence is really the process of keeping the promises that you make to yourself. And you know what? He's 100% right. And when you actually do decide to forgive someone, you don't always have to forgive that person for them. It's so you can sleep at night and you can let go of it. You're letting go of it for the reasoning that you're not emotionally reliving and rehashing the same traumatic, negative bullshit feeling that you keep feeling over and over again. You are letting go of the instant replays. Whenever you forgive, it's not the concept of them. Although there's some people that will come from a spiritual avenue and talk about this, that, and the other thing. I'm not here to talk about that. I'm here to talk about the average Joe in a non-secular way. And I'm going to lay it down and say, when you forgive, you let go of that instant replay, that emotional instant replay. And it allows you, it gives you permission to go forward. It gives permission to understand that there's insights into what you've experienced. Pain can have insights. Insights could actually be neutral, absolutely neutral, not positive, not negative. It's up to you to determine the value, if there's value in that. And you know what? You may not see that value now because the pain may be too damn great. The drama will blind you. It's really quite simple. It will blind you from seeing the insight or the value. You may not see that value till 2 years down the line, maybe even 6 months, maybe even 3 months. But if you start journaling now so it can help you process this betrayal, you can actually move forward and have a great life. Because life is just like a book. And every day, every single day is like one page in your book. And it's up to you to choose what you write in it and how you create your own story and move forward and heal those other pages. And those other pages in the past, you could rip them out and burn them if you want. No big deal. They're behind you. Can't do anything about them. Future's in imagination. Past is in the imagination. But you write your page today. The power is now. Take care. See you on the next episode.